There are 12 different types of fabrics that are currently being used for cloth manufacturing. Fabrics play a very important role in determining the purpose and the weather conditions for which the fabric or the clothing can be used. Like the fleece and the wool are will be used suitable for the winter climate as they retain some body heat and keep us warm. Whereas the cotton and linen are used for hotter climates like for the summer as the sweat dries off from them very fast. And these are lighter fabrics. Silk has a shimmery appearance. It is derived from a silkworm and it retains some body heat. So it's preferably used for winter rather than using it for summer. Denim is an all-weather fabric as is it's made from cotton and it's very thick. Now let's discuss the types of fabric that are currently being used in the manufacturing industry for manufacturing of clothing in detail. Batiste. It is made up of cotton or cotton blend and it's a delicate and a lightweight fabric. It's mainly suitable for summer. Brocade. It's a medium weight, easy to sew and firm fabric. It's mainly used for night and formal wear clothing. Velvet is a cotton or a polyester made fabric. Polyester is a man-made fabric and it can be elastic or inelastic. Elastic fabric velvet needs to be sewn with interlock stitching. Corduroy. It's similar to velvet but with the stripes and it's easy to sew and mainly used for jackets and trousers and this is mainly suitable for winter clothing. Chiffon. It is made up of silk or polyester or other engineered fabrics, light in weight and translucent. It is testing fabric to sew as it's not easy to sew. It's very light and thin so it has to be very delicate while sewing. Crepe. It's made up of mainly cotton, fleece, silk, gooey or polyester. Gooey crepe are mostly testing while sewing as they are thick and medium fleeces and cotton are simple to sew. Denim. It since it's an all-weather fabric and is thick, it's made up of cotton and some percentage of lycra. Lycra is a stretching material that provides a elastic property to the denim and it's hard wearing woven fabric. It's thick and requires specialized needle for sewing this fabric. Flannel. Twill weave delicate surface fabric made from cotton, fleece and manufactured filaments. Wool. It's a delicate polyester or polyamide swoon. It is difficult to sew but can be sewn with the overlocked stitching. Jersey. Cotton and gooey used to make smooth and fine weave jersey. Sweatshirt jersey. It is made from cotton with thick and versatile weave with smooth on the right side with a harsh, delicate or brushed left side. Organza. It is made up of either silk or polyester tran and it's translucent, solid weave fabric. Testing to sew as it is light fabric. Satin. It is made up of silk or polyester, cotton and fleece. It is testing to cut, sew this fabric and it's dangerous and has tendency to lose its shape over a period of time. Taffeta. It is made from silk or polyester. It's hardened, gleaming and plain weave fabric. It is stable and generally straightforward to handle. Tweed. It is a firm, simple, harsh fabric and it looks like a hand woven fleece. Voile. It's made from 100% cotton, that's why it's called 100% natural product and it has properties like translucent, delicate and a light plain weave fabric. Rayon. It's made from naturally present polymers and it can look like silk or cotton depending on the product used to manufacture it. Nylon. It was made as a replacement for silk. It's a man-made product and it has thermoplastic and satiny material feeling. Polyester. It's made from polyethylene tetrafilate and few other esters. Linen. It's made from flax plants, best material suitable for summers as it's very light and easy to dry off the sweat. Cotton is made from cotton derived from cotton plants and it is the one of the most popular fabrics in the world as it's easy to handle and cheap. There are different types of fabrics which can be used in different weather conditions. Like cotton and linen has to be used during summers as they are very light fabrics. They let off the body heat, dry off the sweat very fast. We can't use wool and fleece during the summers as they will retain the body heat. They won't let it out. Similarly, during winters, we need to use wool and fleece, which retain the body heat, which keep us warm, rather than the fabrics like linen cotton, which releases the body heat and keep us cool. So there are different fabrics according to the weather conditions. Fabrics which are generally used for summer weather conditions. The first one is linen, as it's very light and breathable and dries off the sweat very fast. It releases the body heat and keeps us cool. But it cannot be machined as it's delicate when it becomes wet. Second fabric is cotton. It's a heavier than linen but dries as fast as linen. It's more popular because it's cheaper than linen and it can be machine washed, and it's derived from a natural product, that's cotton, from the cotton plant. Cambric. It's an imitation of denim, but it's lighter than denim. Denim is a thicker material and it's all weather material, but the cambric can be used during summers only. Seersucker. It's a type of a cotton with a pattern on it. And jersey. It's a light, comfortable, and a blended material that's stretchable. Now my partner Gaurav Grewal will continue with the presentation. Over to you, Gaurav. Thank you.
Thank you, Kunal, for that detailed information about the importance of fabrics in clothing. As Kunal told, like there are different kinds of materials that are used in different weather conditions depending upon the properties of that material. So for winter weather, we have a very famous fabric that is called wool. Earlier it was derived from the sheep hair or some other animal hairs. Since wool is light in weight and does not allow the body heat to escape, it is the most popular choice for clothes manufacturer, of course, and it also absorbs some moisture and it's a flame repellent naturally, which makes it even more popular choice for winter clothings. Similarly, the next type of material is polypropylene. It is the next most common material used for clothing. This material is hydrophobic and it traps the body heat efficiently than wool. This stuff is cheaper as it is made from the thermoplastic polymer, but this stuff catches fire, so one should be careful while wearing this. Another cheaper and effective material for winter weather is polyester, as it does not allow wind to pass through the fabric and therefore it works as a good insulator fabric since it's made from plastic. The next material on the list is nylon, and this is a fabric which absorbs some moisture but then evaporates quickly whatever moisture it absorbs. It is mostly used for the outer layer of the clothing, like a winter jacket, and something that can be used during the rain as well. In case there's some water on the outer layer of the jacket, it will evaporate or dry off quickly and keep the person and the fabric dry. And the next fabric is down. It is a material which is used during winters, and of course down can't be termed as fabric but rather feathers being put into a garment. When it's dry, it can be one of the favorite insulating materials used during the winter season. So basically, during the winter season, due to the excess cold in some places, people usually tend to wear multiple layers of clothing. Could be a lightweight fabric of a shirt or a t-shirt, and on top of that could be a sweater, and on top of that there could be a thick layer of jacket. So something like that. So as if we talk about in the terms of fabrics, then most of the fabric clothing is dry cleaned, as they are either hydrophobic or hydrophilic, and they're the three layer of clothing that people wear during extreme conditions are: first, the base layer. It's a cotton fabric as it absorbs any moisture from body. Second layer is the insulating layer, which prevents the body heat to escape and keeps the body warm. The final layer is actually the protective layer, which protects the person from strong winds or any kind of outer moisture that can affect the person. Talking about the moisture, like the winter season, there are rainy seasons as well, and some parts of the world are dominated by rain weathers, where it rains much more than average of what it rains in the other parts of the world. Sorry. So during those rainy weathers, some can be hot and humid, and some can be snow dominated, some can be rain similarly. So for hot and humid during the summer, during the hot and humid weather conditions, cottons and linens are the most common and perfect choice for clothings, as these materials are light in weight and are breathable. So these materials get dried up the fastest. Nylon and silk are the materials which should be avoided during hot and humid weathers. If nylon gets wet, it tends to stick to the body of the person wearing it and won't let the body breathe. It will kind of irritates the person. So this will be very uncomfortable, and the silk is the material which, if it gets wet, it won't dry fast enough and will have stains over it even after it dries, as we all must have noticed at some point of our lives. So for the snow dominated conditions, during the snow weather conditions, clothing has to be different than it has to be for, let's say, the winter conditions. So during the snow season, the outer layer is protective, and it will be a hydrophobic layer of clothing, as we just discussed. This layer won't be absorbing any moisture from the snow, and it will trap all the cold winds outside of the clothing layer and will keep the body heat on the inside. Nylon and polyester are the most commonly used fabrics for the layer, and down is the material type which should be avoided during snow or rain, as if because if it absorbs moisture, it will be very difficult to dry off, as it is a hydrophilic material. Similarly for rain, during just the rainy season, the weather is very moist and the outer layer of the clothing material has to be such which either does not let water to penetrate, or if it does, then it should dry quickly. So to facilitate these demands, the protective layer for the rainy season is made from a combination of fabrics such as cotton, nylon, polyester, and rayon, since two of these fabrics are water repellent and two are quick drying fabrics. As we just talked about different kinds of materials being used to counter the different kinds of weather conditions, similarly there are different kind of situations and different kinds of professions that need different kinds of garments made from different kinds of materials as well. Like an athlete needs something that is lightweight, keeps the body cool, and doesn't hinder in his or her performance, or we can say stretchable. So similarly, addressing these kinds of various and countless issues, there have been many innovations, or what we can say advancements, in clothing materials, like the sports clothing technology, which is engineered with high technology equipment that will allow the athletes to move faster, jump higher, etc. Athletic garments that can respond to body temperature, and it's called something like moisture wicking fabrics or thermal technology, which the athletic garments that will respond to your body temperature and sweat. Moisture wicking fabric responds to sweat rather than retaining sweat. Like a typical fabric, it moves it to the surface of the fabric and dissipates it. This technology keeps a competitor dry and debris free. warm innovation on the off chance that you didn't get it. Response to temperature, basically warm tech keeps the body warm while performing in colder conditions and atmosphere. This kind of advancement is vital for any competitor whose execution is effectively influenced by the cold. Similarly, there have likewise been other extraordinary advances in defense materials that are being called responsive materials, reactive materials that are adaptable yet can in a split second solidify on effect. A development like this permits competitors to have a wide agreeable scope of movement without trepidation of unplanned harm. Similarly, there have been advancements in clothing material that can kill bacteria and help prevent diseases. They will contain those bacteria elements within, and they will help the spread of, I won't say the some kind of major disease, but yeah, for some common bacteria or virals like cough, cold, or these kinds of very easily communicable diseases can be contained using the clothing materials, and this can be used to help prevent the spreading of such viruses. Also, there has been very high demand, or you can say talks about clothing materials that can charge your mobile devices by gathering heat from the body trapped inside. And a lot of companies, a lot of institutions have been working on this kind of technology, try to add nanochips inside your clothes, or maybe inside the fabric, small tiny nanoparticles that will sense the body heat, or they will try to gather someplace that heat so it can be used to charge your mobile devices on the go, which will be a huge advancement. And various other advancements like reactive materials are adaptable, like we just talked about, basically, which are highly used for the military purposes. And other companies have also been trying to work on it, something that changes its nature, something that solidifies in a split second, and then in the next split second it kind of becomes a fabric or something much more of a different kind of a clothing, something that can be adapted, or something that can be reactive to its environment or to the response of the body of the soldier. So, with all that discussion and talks about the new advancements in the clothing materials, so talking about, of course, the future scope for the clothing materials, well, clothing will have huge advancements in the coming times, since a lot of that clothing material can be customized and can be used much more efficiently than what is it's being used today, be it any kind of an advancement in science or something that advances or improves the comfort level of the person wearing that clothing, or something that's related to the environment. So these kinds of advancements are really promising, and they can be we can expect clothing that can fit any person irrespective of their size, with just maybe with a click of a button or maybe a voice command. It will shrink or stretch itself according to the size. And talking talks of all the microchips and the nanochips inside the fabric are very strong, and we can expect something like that in the coming future as well. And of course, the newer and technology will be environment friendly, considering the environmental conditions these days and the environment friendly nature of the world that we are progressing towards. Of course, the new technology will be much more environment friendly, and I'm hopeful we will be using materials that can be recycled 100%. So therefore, concluding this topic of ours, project, the materials of course play a very important role in the type of clothing that we have been wearing for generations, we are wearing right now, or the type of clothing we will be wearing in the future. Materials are dependent on weather conditions, the clothes needed to be worn, and many other conditions. So there are a variety of different materials used to make clothing, and they are suitable for their own respective nature or conditions or situations. Hence, it's say that the different materials have different purposes, and when used as per their advantage or their suitable properties, the best results are achieved. Clothing material has changed over time from early era to the materials of today because of countless reasons and factors, and who knows what's to come. I would like to thank Professor Arun Nambiar, Kunal, and my other fellow classmates who have helped me in any way in bring together this project, which is talking about the role of clothing and the role of materials that are used in clothing, considering different situations and weather conditions. Thank you.